Welcome back, hard forkers. Welcome back, Baloo. I'm very, very excited. You're getting on a plane to come to my little island in a few days. So this is probably going to be one of the very last ever Zoom shows we do together. Thank God.
Let's hope.
Let's hope. Let's hope.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah. Okay. So look, today we're going totally off the cuff here. People, we thought we'd jump on and do a quick show because there has been plenty of action in the market. We're bumping up against some pretty key resistance points. We've blown past a smaller one earlier today. So I'm not sure where you are there, Blue. Is that somebody's grand home or a cafe or half naked people wandering around?
Yeah, that's right. I'm my family's visiting, so they came out for a wedding, and you know, this is probably the last time they're gonna be able to see me on this side of the world for a while. So
we organized. Well, we won't keep you long then. We won't keep you long, I promise.
Yeah.
Okay, look, on that note, I'm going to hand it over to you. I think there's only really a couple of key charts to look at, in my opinion, being Bitcoin and ETH. I think everything's going to follow Bitcoin. Are we going to break the key resistance that we failed to get past 3 times, I believe? What are your thoughts, and what is that resistance? Over to you, sir.
All right. Yeah, let's take it on the daily chart here. So we've got Bitcoin on the daily. Key resistance, like you're talking about, is basically between 44.5 and we'll call it 46. So it's a really important resistance. We've butt up against it twice. This is kind of the reason it's so important is this high right here that we printed back in February represented the first kind of time where we were able to potentially break the downtrend with a higher high. Now, when you have a higher high, you have to follow that up with a higher low. And then the true confirmation of that higher low is getting yet another higher high. So that higher high needs to print, and that's going to come in as soon as we can get above this key level of resistance right at around $46,000. So a lot of people going bullish all of a sudden, and you know, rightfully so. We're seeing a lot of alts kind of begin to outperform, and we're seeing a lot of you know, it's seeming like the sentiment is ready to go game on again. But I will kind of warn, you know, we do need certain confirmations to come in. And people have been sitting on their hands for a while. So, you know, if we get a bullish confirmation, what is everybody going to do? They're going to pile on the leverage. They're going to get themselves into positions where they can be exposed to liquidation risk. So just because we break out doesn't mean that we can't have a nice little retrace. But it's looking good overall as far as what I'm seeing here in BTC. But yeah, just waiting for that break.
I mean, I totally agree with your thoughts there. Me personally, you know, we'll talk about some of the fundamentals, both positive and negative, in a moment. But kind of, you know, from a technical analysis point of view, what I'm kind of liking is if we look back there to some of those huge moves up, followed by massive moves down, we kind of, you know, we've sort of stepped up a hell of a lot more slowly for this particular attempt at that key resistance. In your experience, what are your thoughts around that particular element of the chart at the moment? Do you think that's something to factor in, or could we still see the same sort of trader games from the big boys and drop back down?
I think that you know, there's a difference between fundamentals, having conviction to the direction, and trading the technicals. So as it stands right now, I'm not front running a bullish idea because that would be buying underneath a key resistance. You want to wait.
Sorry, let me just clarify what I'm actually asking there. I'm sort of, you know, if we zoom in maybe on the last few weeks, it's very much a sort of, you know, a progressive sort of step up that we've been seeing, as opposed to you know, that parabolic move back in March, followed by a huge dump. It just feels a lot more realistic to me this time. This attempt that we're making on those key resistance.
Yeah, levels. I would say that this is a lot more real in the sense that sentiment is so bearish. So everybody's sold. we're back to reshuffling the liquidity in the market, and we're ready to, you know, start getting those confirmations of us not going to 20K and people FOMOing in one level at a time.
Yeah.
So sentiment's kind of a key driver in this. When sentiment is really, really negative, you kind of want to be a little bit more open to the possibility of a trend reversal. I'm absolutely open to that possibility of a trend reversal. And if we can get some nice daily candle closes here on the day, that's just going to further cement the bias that I do think we have a pretty good chance of coming off of the floor here.
Yeah. Okay. And should we break the 40 sort of 6K region? We're probably looking at some fairly clear air up to what sort of figure? Mid 50s potentially.
I think we'll encounter a little bit of resistance at the 200 period moving average on the daily. So that's putting us just still under 50K. That's at about 48.2. If it doesn't offer much resistance, that's going to be a pretty bullish signal to the market that we're ready and there's not a lot willing to hold us back, which is absolutely possible. It's a possibility. We do have a lot of liquidity or a lack of liquidity on exchange right now. On-chain metrics has been showing peak levels of accumulation. This is the recipe for price advance. So we might have a little bump at the 200, right at 48, but it's still a very strong move moving forwards. And once we're above 50, there's not much holding us back.
Okay. Well, look, I'll attempt to get you to jump back on in a few days before you wind your way over here to Thailand. So I do think it's going to be a pretty interesting market to watch over the coming days. Typically, the weekends are pretty hard to pick. So maybe Monday, Tuesday, we'll see you back here. But just quickly, people on the fundamental side, obviously we've had Goldman do an OTC deal via Galaxy. So, it's no secret anymore. The big investment banks are playing this game, have been for a while, as people that have been in the space for a while know. Other biggie, Do Kwon of Terra Luna stated he's buying 10 billion worth of Bitcoin. Looking at his wallets, it appears like he's bought about $750 million so far. That's some pretty big purchases. Russia have turned around in the last 24 hours and said they will take Bitcoin for their oil. Whether you see that as a positive or a huge negative, I'll leave that up to you. On the negative, there's a couple of economists, economic historians, a very good think tank that I follow from the Hoover Institute. I'll put a link below to that because I simply don't trust mainstream media anymore. I think that's a sentiment many of you will share. I can't really pick who the bad guys and the good guys are anymore. But I'm extremely worried that at some point we are going to have a dramatic event involving the US, Russia, Ukraine, and China. So how that, I'm extremely worried. I think that will crash equity markets. I think it'll take the crypto markets down dramatically should that happen. But there has always been the talk about Bitcoin being an Armageddon asset. And for that reason, I'm watching things extremely closely. And for me, I'm kind of hoping we get a little pump here. I want to get rid of pretty much the bulk of the alts that I'm still hanging on to, and I will be sitting in a lot of Bitcoin and Ethereum, regardless of what happens in the wider world. That's how I'm looking at the market at the moment. Any thoughts on that, Baloo?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we are absolutely in a position of a very delicate geopolitical nature that, crypto is not immune from. We've been very correlated with traditional finance. And if traditional finance has a meltdown, hey, we're going to melt down right alongside with them. But that could also offer an interesting opportunity, which I've kind of had a theory of for a while, in the sense that, in the only way that crypto can truly decorrelate with traditional finance is when it's stress tested in these types of environments where there's a meltdown, and then which market is quickest to recover. So if we have kind of a big flush out of a lot of the financial markets. That's kind of crypto's opportunity to really move, to make a move and decorrelate from traditional finance. So, obviously we want to see the number go up. Obviously we want our investments to do well, but under the situation of something like that happening, I could also look at it as an opportunity for the strong assets like Bitcoin to really shine and show their value to the world. Like you said, agree with it or not, Russia's now using Bitcoin as a neutral medium of exchange with other nations. So, other people, other nations are going to want to do the same. It's a neutral currency. So, there's value in that.
Yeah, look, I'm really ramping up the content that I'm going to put out across Hard Fork, and we've got a number of very good people coming to the channel. I think these geopolitical events, the adoption rate that I'm seeing in the space is, it's my 7th year doing this now, and I never in a million years thought we would be this far along at this stage, and I really feel like we're on the precipice of this being front and center and so many different things because of this political situation. And I just want to, make one sort of final comment on this. The issues that we're seeing at the moment, and please check out the link that I've put below this video. It's, it's pretty cerebral, but I think the panel makes some fantastic comments around the situation we find ourselves in. And I'm taking this situation very, very seriously. As I say, I can't really pick who the good and bad guys are here. I can't. One thing I do know is I don't trust most of the media I'm seeing. But it is simply a situation of the more that we trade together, the less likely we are to want to fight each other. And what I've been doing with Hard Forking for a number of years now, and I include you in this, Baloo, today I probably spoke to people in 20 different countries, exchange value with them via crypto. We do business together. We talk daily. I like all these people. I've made wonderful friendships. The fact that we're able to exchange value so easily via crypto has enabled this. And the more of that sort of message I can get out to people, the more I think this world is going to become that one big network where new ideas, new thoughts disseminate quickly. I wish China was still part of the fold here. I don't talk to anybody from China in any of the dealings I've got. They're just not involved in crypto. I think they will be. I think there will be a play there at some point in the near future, one that might surprise a lot of people. But that's what crypto's doing for me, and I think. I want to sort of finish the show on a bit of a positive rather than the verge of World War III. But that's what I think I can contribute moving forward, is to educate people on these sort of facts, show them how to set up wallets, show them how to trade, teach them about what crypto offers, especially Bitcoin going into these troubled times, and Ethereum to a large degree as well. They're my closing thoughts. If you want to add anything to that, that'll let you get back to your family there, Baloo.
Yeah, I think, one of the biggest, most powerful things for me or one of my biggest values in life is freedom. And freedom can really be boiled down to having options. Having more than one options means that you're free, in my opinion. Yep. And as the monetary policy is manipulated by governments, they reduce your options. So, just educating yourself about how a wallet works, educating yourself about how these networks are decentralized and what that actually means, and how, it's a neutral system that's outside of control. Like, it really and truly is. Governments will try and scare you and tell you that they have the ability to shut down accounts. We had that in Canada where they said they were going to shut down crypto accounts. They ultimately can't. They can't. And it's really important for you, the end user, to educate yourself, because when you're educated, you have options. When you have options, you're free. Yep. So this is what really inspires me about cryptocurrency. It's just, it empowers people to have an option.
You're 100% correct. I mean, a lot of people were bagging on MetaMask and the situation with them supposedly cutting that off in Venezuela. I'm actually going to do a show in the coming weeks for the more advanced people to show you that, how to change an RPC. It's very, very difficult for MetaMask to be blocked In fact,
Yeah.
interesting stuff on out of consensus recently. It looks like there may well be an airdrop, a token associated with MetaMask in the near future, and more issues to even further decentralize it. Look, you know, that's I said that was my last point before, but I just want to add on to what you've said there about decentralization. Look, we're trying to get on as many different media channels at the moment. The simple reality is 90% of the world's media is controlled by 6 people, and 3 of them golf together on a regular basis. I don't doubt that this channel will get taken down again in the future. It has already. I think we're going into a world where it's even beyond sort of what you can say on these media channels anymore. It's really getting into thought control, in my opinion. Now there's some scary stuff going down. We want to grow this team. As I've mentioned before, we are now a legal DAO. We want as many people involved as possible. We want to build a community that is decentralized. Come check our website out. We're building this together at the moment. The world isn't as bad as it might seem to you all out there. There's some good stuff happening at the moment, people. So keep a smile, and hopefully crypto gets you all smiling in the coming weeks as well. Baloo, thanks for your time, buddy. I don't think we need to look at Ethereum.
Yeah,
I think we're pretty clear on what's going on with Bitcoin and the overall market. I'll touch base with you Monday, Tuesday. Have a great weekend, sir. Likewise to the rest of you, and
you as well.
Gaming community. We'll be back. I know it's been a few months, but back with our gaming show tomorrow if you want to come check that out. Thanks a lot. Cheers, everyone. Bye now. Cheers, Blue.